Hello again to my YouTube friends and subscribers, and welcome back to Jay's World Order.
And if you'd like to, just give me a 2 sweet.
Today, we are doing an unopening. What do I have today? I have 5 unopened packs of 1987 Topps baseball cards. I've been holding on to these for the last couple months. These cards are provided to me by the LA Collection. You can check them out on YouTube. They have some great stuff to purchase from them. Unbelievable sports sellers. But before we begin the unopening of these baseball cards, I just like to kind of run down quickly about the history of baseball cards. I'm not going to do the entire history, just the cliff notes of how baseball card production actually began. So in the mid-19th century, around the late 1850s, early 1860s, baseball and photography started to get more popular, and the technology for photography started to improve. So clubs and associations, they started taking pictures of their teams, and they would make them, print them out into card form, and would be sort of like a greeting to someone. Not so much like a business card transaction, just sort of like, this is our team, this is our association, and this is what we do. And one of the oldest ones that is still in that, I don't know if someone owns it or not, is from 1866, and that is of the Brooklyn Atlantics, which you can see the picture of right here. Then heading into the late 1860s, early 1870s, clubs started printing out single player cards of their team members, and they would kind of keep them in their wallets or pass them out to people as just sort of a recognition of the association, of the baseball team, of the club. It wasn't like they were trying to sell the cards to anyone if they had any value. It wasn't until around 1868 that the Peck and Snyder Company in New York City that sold baseball equipment, that sold sporting goods equipment, started handing out traditional trading cards to their customers. But even if they had nothing to do with baseball or anything like that, it was just sort of a greeting, as a thank you note, that we have these cards, and come to our store again, we'll give you these for free. Later on in the 19th century, heading into the early 20th century, cigarette companies started printing out those single player, really small cigarette cards. But the main reason why that they had those baseball cards in cigarette packs in the late 19th century was to keep the cigarettes safe from getting damaged during shipment. Believe it or not. And then those cards were used for games, and kids would use them as trading games and things like that, until they accrued value later on, obviously, throughout the 20th century. That's just a quick history of baseball cards. If I do another baseball card video, we'll go later into the 20th century and explain how everything else started to come about with collecting baseball cards and its value and its history. That's just a short version. All right, let's get this shit on the road. And let's take a swig for the working man.
Don't get me wrong, I can still whip some ass.
Why?
But I'm not looking to get back in the ring at any time.
Why?
In the future.
Why?
Because
Why?
these young cats
Why?
need something
Why?
to shoot for.
Why?
Stone cold.
Why?
Don't need
Why?
to beat
Why?
nobody's ass
Why?
anymore.
Why?
And that's the bottom line, because I said so.
We do got some valuable cards in here. Some of these cards that do range from $150 to $200 are these rookie cards. And the 1987 Topps series have 3 distinct rookie cards that have value. The first rookie card is Greg Maddux. The second rookie card with potential value is Bo Jackson. And the last card is the Barry Bonds rookie. That's the most valuable card right now. And honestly, he was one of the best players of his generation. And if you are going to argue against that, honestly, you can eat a bag of dicks.
Suck a bag of dicks, lady.
All right, let's get started with pack number 1. Oh my God. Here it is again, my friends. The freaking chewing gum. 1987. And you know what? I'm going to open up a second pack, and I'm going to eat 2 pieces of chewing gum. I do this for you guys. I don't do this for myself. You guys seem to like that I ate this 40-year-old chewing gum. And you're masochists. You're sadomasochists. But I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this for you because I'm a nutcase. I'm psychopathic. Hey, at least I'm not eating dog shit. This is just chewing gum from 1987. I'm sure it's going to taste just fine. Here we go. All right. Topps 1987 chewing gum, baby. I'm putting this sucker in my mouth. I'm doing this for you. Thank you, and please like and subscribe. Oh my God. Why am I doing this myself? I'm a freaking nutcase, man. This is terrible. Oh my God. What is so wrong with me? Welcome back. All right, let's get open with pack number 1. Now, some other cards that are worth some value in here is the Mark McGuire, is the Jose Canseco, and as well, there's a few other ones, but one that distinctly pops out to me is Kirby Puckett, my favorite name of any baseball player ever. So if I find the Kirby Puckett, I'm going to be damn happy about that.
Kirby Puckett's performance during Game 6 of the 1991 World Series ranks among the all-time best. Sprinting, leaping, he robbed the Braves of an extra base hit, his glove extending 2 feet above the plexiglass fence. The game moved into the 11th inning. Puckett, up against Atlanta's Charlie Librand, defied the odds. He had only 3 hits in 18 at-bats against lefties in the series, but he patiently waited for a changeup. He sent it sailing, a dramatic home run to the same spot he'd made his earlier catch. By the end of the night, Puckett had chalked up 3 RBIs, giving the Twins exactly what they needed, a Game 7. His performance turned the tide of the series, setting up a dramatic finale in the Metrodome. His words after the game summed it up, "This was a game I will never forget." Truly, neither will we.
Okay, Vern Rule. You know, I don't know if I'm going to go through every card if they stink like the last time, but if there's some winner chicken dinners, you're going to see it. But maybe we'll go through all these. Alejandro Pena. I do recall this player, but I also recall that this card has absolutely no value whatsoever. So the hell with that. Hey, dude, I loved Lee Mazzilli on the Mets. He was one of my favorite players back in that year. And, this is just 1 year after they won the World Series. So they were still a formidable team at that time.
I'm Italian. I know yourself is Italian. What's the Mount Rushmore of Italian-American baseball players?
Well, I guess you would have to go with Joe D, right?
Number 1. That's a lot.
Number 1, yeah.
That's number 1.
And then I go with Lee Mazzilli second.
Love it. Great. Great. We've gotten you.
No. I'm going to tell you what. The reason why it's funny you said that, because I think of my dad, and my dad being old school Italian, and of course, when you talk old school Italians, Joe D is the man. The man.
We've asked this question to fans, and they've said Lee Mazzilli. So,
nice.
And then so we 2 more. Who are the final 2? Yogi Berra, I would assume.
No, absolutely.
And then as a Met, would it be Piazza?
Well, what about Johnny Franco?
Johnny Franco.
That's my man, Johnny Franco.
I think we'll go with Franco.
And poor Bill Buckner, he had to miss that ground ball. I actually kind of feel bad for him in a way that he missed it.
Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
The next day, the media, they asked me, how are you going to deal with this the rest of your life? You lost this game for the team, and I go, wait a minute. I didn't lose the game for the team, and we haven't even finished the series. Obviously, the New England fans were upset. They felt like something got taken away from them, and it's almost like they're on the team. And, when the team doesn't win, I didn't lose, Buckner lost, Point the finger.
But hey, the Mets won that year and we celebrated. I'm from Jersey. Hey, all right. So anyway, Scott Bales. I don't know. We got Scott Nielsen, and this guy is probably part of the Nielsen family ratings program. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. Hey, John McNamara of the Boston Red Sox. I remember him as a manager back in the day. And then you got that team checklist there in the back, right there. Tom Herr. Brother was Tom Him. Bill Mooneyham. Not Moneyham. Mooneyham. Monorail.
I give you the Springfield Monorail.
Bob Gritch. These are such 80s names, am I right? Hey, Jim Rice, pretty decent player back in the day. You know, solid Red Sox player. He played for a number of years. Did he win any World Series? I don't recall. But, you know, this is Earl Hershiser's, fifth year? I don't think it's worth any money. But what a pitcher he was. I don't know how many wins.
On September 28, 1988, Orel Hershiser broke and set the record for consecutive innings pitched without giving up a run. Don Drysdale was in attendance calling the game.
54 innings for Orel Hershiser.
They pitch on the way to Carmelo. Ground ball third, on the line, up with it. Hamilton, long toss, and there's a tied record. Hershiser gets 58 in a row.
The game went into the 10th inning, and Hershiser shut the Padres throughout.
Fly ball to right on a semi-check swing. Gonzalez, the record. Orel Hershiser, 59 consecutive innings, scoreless. The all-time record.
The record began in the 6th inning versus the Montreal Expos on August 30th. He pitched in 7 games, tossed over 700 pitches, and struck out 40 batters. He went on to win the Cy Young, Gold Glove, and led the Dodgers to a World Series.
In 84, he had 17 wins. 19 wins in 85, 14 wins in 86. I don't know, it was 87. I have to look that up. But he was a great pitcher back in the day. Gene Nelson, Jerry Willard. Whatever happened to any of these guys? Do they work regular jobs? Are they still living? Did they raise a family? Did they end up in prison? Did they happen to run for president? Who the freaking knows? Danny Gladden. This guy was so glad to meet you. Mike Boddicker. I do vaguely remember Mike Boddicker. So he was a pitcher for the Orioles. You know, in 1984, he had 20 solid wins. So he was a solid player back in the day. Hey, John Crook. I remember this guy. He was a formidable hitter back in the day.
Lasorda didn't expect the tying run to come to the plate here in the 9th inning for Philadelphia.
Uh-oh. It's hit on the fly. Back. We're tied up. John Crook, a 3-run shot, and the Dodgers, who had 8 in the 5th, now watch the Phillies hang 8 in the 9th. It's 11-all. I don't believe I'm seeing this.
And I don't know how long his career was, but okay, so yeah, he played for the Padres in 86, and then they brought him back down to AAA. So then they brought him back the year back. So this is his first year back in the majors after AAA. Buddy Biancalana. Hey, he's your consigliere. All right. Pack number 2. So far, we haven't found shit.
We ain't found shit.
Charles Hudson of the Phillies. Ken Schramm. Does anyone remember any of these guys? I don't. Tom Hankey. Yes, sir. Tom Hankey. Glenn Wilson of the band Wilson Phillips. Tito Landrum. Hey, Tito. I loved you in the Jackson 5. John Miserock. He was miserable, I guess. I don't know. Joe Carter, vaguely remember this player back in the day. Butch Winnegar. Great name, Butch. Hope you didn't become a Chippendales dancer. Eric Show. He always made it to the show. Jeff Robinson can kiss my ass. Darryl Porter. Mark, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. It doesn't matter. Rudy Law. Probably became a lawyer. If he didn't, that was a big misstep. Manager Roger Craig. All right. Nothing worth any value there. We got Charlie Moore. Nothing worth shit there. And Dave Kingman. So far, we are striking out, my friends. I remember Sid Fernandez on the Mets. This is when I was so into that team. Eric Plunk is what the ball sounded when he threw it. Wade Roden. Rolling down the Wade Roden. Mike, you played for the Yankees. If you could pronounce that last name, I'll give you $10. Because I can't. Walt Terrell. Not worth anything. Orlando Mercado. Can you believe this is almost 40 years ago? How did time fly by so freaking fast? Dennis Powell. Jim Wolford. Hey, Wade Boggs All-Star card. This might actually have some value. I'll post it over here if it does, but I'm going to set this one aside. There's potential there. Dan Ahisi. Dale. Hey, where the hell do you get these last names, guys? You guys are like from Mars with these last names. Richard Dotson. That's a normal one. Ron Ronicki. I feel bad for the announcers when they have to announce these names. They probably got all twisted and tangled up. Scott Bradley. I pronounced that one all right. Darnell Coles. Blah, blah. I just got a Barry Bonds rookie in mint. This is swing for the working man. Oh my God. Ooh, this is actually worth like $10, $15, but it's the Mike Schmidt All-Star card. I looked it up. It is actually worth a few bucks. There's a couple of versions of Mike Schmidt in the 1987 Topps set that you can find. The other card I think is actually worth like $50. So this one is actually worth a few bucks. That's worth to be set aside. And that's not worth. Ooh, Ozzie. Oh, if it was Ozzie Smith, it would have been worth money. It's Ozzie Virgil. The Ozzie Smith card is worth money in this one. Oh, Cliff Speck. I think there's a little speck right there on your face over there. Dave Lopez. Related to Jennifer Lopez? Greg Nadles? Your name is Greg? Not Greg? Give me a break, bro. Your parents, what the hell's wrong with people? Mark Eichhorn, all right? I'm sure he's doing great today. Hey, Andre Thomas, All-Star card, but I don't think it's going to be worth anything. Gordon Thomas is definitely not worth anything. All right. Lloyd Mosby. I do remember this player. He was a decent player. Unfortunately, junk. Cal Daniels. Carmelo Martinez for the Padres. Nate Snell. Rick I don't know. Hey, Willie McGee. Good player, not worth anything. Nick Iaski. Ted DiBiase. And then we got Gene Garber. All right. He kind of looks like J.D. Vance a little bit. All right. Well, this is the last pack, unfortunately. But we got a Barry Bonds rookie. So to say that I quadrupled the value of what I paid for this, because I got 5 packs for $20, I already made back my money 3 times. Yippee-ki-yay, mother. Tom Niedenfuhr. Tom Niedenfuhr. Gino Petrelli. All right. You know, he's a good player, but none of his cards are worth shit. I'm sorry, Gino, but it's the facts. Jerry Narin. Another Ozzie that's not Ozzie Smith, and I'm disappointed as always. Hey, I'm going to set aside Tim Raines because he was an all-star player. This might be worth, $5, but $5 is my money back for one of these packs, so I could give 2 shits about that. Dusty Baker for the Oakland A's, sorry. Hal Lanier. Bill Duran. Don Schultz. Ooh. Ricky Henderson, 87 in mint. It's probably a $10 to $15 card, but ever since his passing, I've noticed value for Ricky Henderson has gone up. So I'm definitely setting that aside. Okay, we got a Mike Moore. I don't care. We got a Mike Laga. I don't care. You got a Charlie Kerfield. He doesn't care. Jesse Orozco. Got that freaking... Oh, yes. This card is worth like $10, I believe. I'll post it if it's not. It's the Gary Carter All-Star card. The Gary Carter player card for the series is actually worth a little bit more money if you come across that one. I love Gary Carter on the Mets. He was my favorite player on the Mets. And then we got Tom Candiotti. All right, my friends. So in review, I spent $20 for 5 sets. What I have here that's worth some cash: the Wade Boggs All-Star, the Mike Schmidt All-Star, the Gary Carter All-Star, the Ricky Henderson 87, the Tim Raines 87, but the winner chicken dinner, the Barry Bonds rookie. My God. So, that's not so bad. I really made my money back on this. All right, guys. I know it was a short video. I don't have much to share about this. These are just some cards I'm opening up. But stick around throughout the summer. I got a lot of great content coming out. And once again, like I said, please like and subscribe. Peace and love.